is Montserrat Figueroa. I am a student of Information Technologies, and I am currently doing my internships at Texas Instruments, and also I am teaching English to kids here in the university on Saturdays in the UTR Next Generation program. And I had the opportunity to went to Pima Community College in Tucson, Arizona, and I just want to thank you for gave us that opportunity, because it was very important for us, and it's a great opportunity to grow in a personal and in a professional way. So thank you for that.
Hi, good morning. My name is Luis, and the last year I had the opportunity to be part of a mobility program. I went to San Antonio, Texas. I went to Alamo College. I studied my major. I took some subjects regarding my major, and then I come back, and right now I'm doing my internship in the biggest company, which is Mali. And I have the pleasure to share my knowledge with my workmates. I'm probably a UTR member. Thank you so much for being part of this event.
We would like to listen Mr. Carlos Lozano de la Torre, Governor of Aguascalientes, who has been one of our main supporters.
In Spanish or in English? In Spanish. Oh, thank you. I feel very proud to be with all of you. And I want to say thank you to the Secretary of Education of my country, Aurelio Nuño, because he gave us the time to come and know and be here. That I think it's very important for this system, for the future of this system in the country. Quisiera agradecerle al señor secretario Aurelio Nuño que se encuentra aquí con nosotros, porque es importante decirles que hace 4 años, cuando comenzamos con este proyecto, tuve el gusto de platicárselo al hoy presidente Enrique Peña Nieto, entonces precandidato a la República, y me dio la indicación de que nos reuniéramos con Aurelio para que le platicáramos este proyecto, porque le llamó mucho la atención lo que estábamos tratando de hacer. Estuvimos el secretario de Educación, Paco Chávez, y un servidor, nos reunimos y le platicamos sobre este tema, y ha estado siempre, desde sus diferentes responsabilidades, ha estado muy cerca de lo que significa este nuevo subsistema. Y yo creo que es interesantísimo ver a estos jóvenes, a estas mujeres y hombres que prácticamente les cambia la vida con los alcances de esta educación. Le comentaba al secretario que normalmente les hacemos la pregunta de que si pueden levantar la mano los que sus papás tienen carrera. Si la pudieran levantar. Son 2, 4, 6. ¿Cuántos de sus papás estudiaron preparatoria? Bueno, los que ya levantaron ya no cuentan, esos tienen. Entonces, esto da idea de la permeabilidad de esta educación, de lo que significa la mayor parte de estos jóvenes. Sus papás, pues en muchos casos, ni siquiera terminaron la primaria y hoy tienen esta posibilidad de la educación, y que no la están perdiendo, la están tomando absolutamente como un cambio en su vida, como la construcción de un nuevo proyecto de vida, que cuando hacemos los eventos y traen a sus padres y traen a las familias, pues vemos el orgullo que sienten los papás de lo que están pudiendo tener a través de la educación, una transformación. Entonces yo creo que es sin duda la mejor manera de combatir la pobreza y la mejor manera de combatir la delincuencia en este país, sin duda, la educación. Y aquí en Aguascalientes, gracias al apoyo del gobierno federal y gracias al apoyo de la Secretaría, pues estamos logrando que se den experiencias como estas, que yo creo que son experiencias que caben no solamente en México, que caben en cualquier lugar del mundo, por la transformación de los jóvenes, que simple y sencillamente los idiomas son una llave para abrir muchísimas puertas. Si aparte de la preparación técnica tienen la preparación de hablar varios idiomas, como lo vimos aquí, el que ya sabe inglés se mete a otro idioma, ya están hablando francés, ya están hablando japonés, ahora los necesitamos que comiencen a hablar alemán. Ahí viene Mercedes-Benz para Aguascalientes. Entonces, pues con mucho futuro para todos estos jóvenes, señor secretario, y muy agradecido de que estés aquí con nosotros, que te hayas dado el tiempo para venir al retoño. Le comentaba ahorita que veníamos, desgraciadamente, pues por los mismos agendas y temas de la gira, fue privilegiado solamente el retoño, así que le deben un aplauso. Pero pasamos por el tecnológico regional y le hacía el comentario que ayer en una reunión les habían preguntado qué porcentaje de los muchachos se están trabajando antes de recibirse. Está aquí el director, ¿cuántos?
76%.
76% tiene trabajo y los otros se ocupan antes de 3 meses. Entonces, pues eso está pasando con la educación pública en Aguascalientes, y agradecerle al señor subsecretario Jara, que estuvo aquí hace unos días, que se fue también con un compromiso de invitar al secretario a que nos pudiera visitar. Gracias.
Now, we will ask Mr. Aurelio Nuño Mayer to give us a message about Mexican education perspective.
Well, good morning. I suppose that we should speak in English, or at least a bit. No, I congratulate all of you. It's impressive what are you doing here. Congratulations. It's absolutely impressive that all of you can have this education, that you are making all this effort to study. It's all the subjects are in English, or do you have both in Spanish and in English, or how does it work?
They start with the first term, they have an English language course, the first 4 months. Then the second period, they have 2 subjects in English, 4 in Spanish. Then they have 4 subjects in English, 2 in Spanish, and to the second year, they have all the subjects in English.
In English. And also, you have, for instance, you are learning Japanese, or you already speak very well Japanese, and you French, and well, I think, how many of you are already learning Japanese or French? Okay. 10 or 15. Japanese and French? 2 girls.
Fifteen.
15. And when are you going to start with German?
We already started.
You already started.
Yeah. Do we have someone who speaks German who is taking classes of German? No. Yeah, in the demo class,
Okay.
we will have someone who speaks German.
Well, it's absolutely impressive, and I congratulate you, because in a global world, as you perfectly know, you need all these tools. You need to speak English, you need to speak other kind of languages, as Japanese, French, German, or whatever. It's very important to have a very good education and to have it in many different languages. So you are an example for all the country, and that's why I decided to come here today. The Deputy Secretary Salvador Jara came here, I think, last week or a couple of weeks ago. And of course, I know all this project, Governor, and I congratulate you, Governor. This is an impressive project. And as he said, I knew the project since we start, well, even before we start the government, when we were in the period of transition, when President Enrique Peña Nieto won the election, and then, as you know, we had a period of transition of 4 or 5 months, and at that moment I was in charge as well of the education in the period of transition. So that's why I knew this project, as many other projects that Governor already had at that moment. And of course, President Peña was very enthusiastic about all of them. So I knew this project. I came here for a meeting with something about higher education. like a month ago, right? More or less. And the governor told me about you and about this university and how this and the progress that you have made. And last week, the Deputy Secretary Jara came here and he was absolutely impressed. And he told me about that. So that's why I decided to come here today. We have, in a couple of hours, we will have a meeting with other governors, because probably you know that in this effort to change and to reform the education in Mexico, with the education reform, we now have a new way of organizing and to cooperate between the federal government and the state governments. Now we have divided the country in 5 educational regions, and we are now having regional meetings in order to improve on the implementation of the education reform and to have a regional view of the education. So we will have this meeting with the region, with the western region of the country. But before we start this very important meeting here in Aguascalientes with all the governors, I wanted to come here and to know by myself this experience that you are having and all the effort that you are putting on your education, and to demonstrate all Mexico. That's one of the reasons that I'm here today, to demonstrate Mexico that it's possible. It's possible to have a very good higher education, technological education, bilingual education. You are an example of what we want to do in all the country. To have this university here in Aguascalientes absolutely bilingual, where all of you, of course, speak very well Spanish, but also speak very well English. And probably after hearing you, probably now you speak better English than Spanish. But it's impressive. And you are not only learning English, you are also learning Japanese, or you are learning French. Now you are starting to learn German, and you know, there is no limit. Sky is the limit. And you are showing all Mexico the sky is the limit. That you can be here, you can study, you will have, of course, because you are having a very good education, you will have a very good job. And especially here if you are in Aguascalientes, who is it's real. Aguascalientes is one of the states that is growing. Probably you have the highest growth in the country, or one of the top 3 economic growths of the country. And but what is impressive is that, for instance, the rates of economic growth here in Aguascalientes, one of the reasons that you are having all these investments here in Aguascalientes is because of the education. So when we have the vision that we can transform the world through education, and that we can make this country better because of education, and of course the living or the living standards of all of you, the people of Mexico, through education, it's the dream that we have with the education reform. And you are, I repeat to you, you are an example for all the country. It is possible to have these kind of projects in Mexico, to make them successful, and you are a show of that. So I'm wordless. I congratulate all of you. It's impressive what you are doing, what you are achieving, and what we are going to do is to show all Mexico through you that it's possible. And in Mexico, we can do things very well. There is, I don't want to promote anyone, but there is a campaign that probably you have seen that says "A la Mexicana," and there is an stereotype, an old stereotype, that doing things a la Mexicana is the wrong way, and you are showing all Mexico that a la Mexicana it's a good way to do the things, and to be absolutely excellent on all the things that you are doing and you are achieving. So I'm very proud, and all Mexico is very proud of you. Congratulations.